Hello everyone, this is LaserCat Lefty, and I just am uploading a video, and I had more thoughts to add, and I started writing them down. And this is going to be a little bit different, hence the infinite screen. This is a video that is 100% in defense of our great country. If you don't want to hear this, skip to the next video of mine. I've posted quite a few. And let's get on to the defense part. But I've got to start with a bit of a history lesson. Everyone knows how the Nazis rose to power, right? Good. That means I can skip over it. And I really want to. But they rose to power because of lies. Specifically, they told people, oh, we'll do this, we'll do that, we're going to take away your private property, but it's going to better people. They lied, but they lied in small measures. They were open about some of the shit they did, yeah. Not all of it. Sending Jews to concentration camps comes to mind. And it's this which has slowly been happening on the left for the last God knows how long. They've been slowly radicalizing themselves in small sects at first and now in major ones, hence why the public can see it. Black Lives Matter. I don't disagree with what they're doing. I disagree with how they're doing it. Martin Luther King Jr. He is one of my all-time favorite activists. Why? Because he used peace. He didn't hurt anybody. His group didn't hurt anybody. And he was using peace to get his goal across. If you want socialized medicine, go ahead. Use peace. Don't use any of the fucking violence that I've been seeing in the streets. Don't. And there's more. There's more. Of course, there's always fucking more. As these violent tendencies have been rising, at least how I see it, the amount of peace and, respect people have goes down. Like, I don't think there's that much racism in the world, right? I haven't seen it, at least. It hasn't affected me. So does the white dude. Yeah, shut up. The reason I don't really care for socialism or the Black Lives Matter movement is because they're using violence to get their point across. They're not, oh, they're peaceful protesters. Every time the news says that and then shows like robbing and looting and shit, I always go, no. And I really hate when people also go, well, sometimes that's the only way that, no. Taking away somebody's property rights or anybody's property rights at all isn't going to fix things. It's not going to suddenly make poof, everything's better, since nobody has private property. No, it's going to make things worse, because it starts with that. Then they start taking your freedoms away, and you can't argue. You can't, grab your gun and go out there and argue with them taking your property away. No, why? Because the instant you do, a mob will be on your ass and murder you. And this slowly gets to my main point. They are basically Nazis. The only difference is the group they're propping up. They're not propping up white people, and if they were propping up white people, and this was a major movement, I would disagree with it. My skin color doesn't fucking matter to me, and it shouldn't matter to you. Here's the thing that should matter. Freedom, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That is the opening to, I believe, the Bill of Rights. And we have to keep that in mind. We have so much we can do. I don't believe socialized medicine is the answer. I believe, letting people who are actually fucking smart make decisions, which they're knowledgeable about. But shit, that's just, me, an uneducated piece of shit's opinion. But, you shouldn't be making decisions on an economy if you don't know anything about a fucking economy. You shouldn't be making decisions about our fucking military if you know nothing about the fucking military. See how this makes sense? There's a fucking through line here. You have to let these smart people who know about these topics fucking make decisions on them. This is the land of the free. Home of the brave. Or whatever the fuck you want to call it. We have problems, though, and we're working on fixing them, yeah. But the socialists are like, they'll never fix them, they're evil. And they lie, and they spread doubt and deceit. And I'm not saying that my side's any better, now we're all pieces of shit too, but the radical left has far more members than the radical right. Why? Because if you say you're part of, the right wing, boom, you're a gun-toting fucking nut who wants to, murder everyone. If you say you're part of the radical left, you're fucking, in certain circles, you're a fucking socialist who's a piece of shit. Or you're a fucking communist. And I don't disagree with the communist thing. If somebody walked up to me and was like, hey, I'm part of the radical left, do you want to overthrow your government? I would rather fucking die than overthrow my government. I want to fix it. It can be fixed. This system was designed to be fixed. And not in the way some people are saying it's rigged. No, it's not rigged. It's designed to be fixed. It's designed so somebody can go in and change some laws and shit, Like shit, I believe marijuana should be legal. That's not a fucking hardline stance either. It's safer than fucking alcohol. And we can't make alcohol legal. You saw what happened last time. But it's the equivalent of having a fucking monopoly, is what these people are trying to do. They're trying to monopolize everyone's thoughts. And shit, me shit posting about them and making fun of them because their ideas are inherently fucking retarded is better than any of the other guys who are seriously responding to them. Making fun of them and making light of their points, yeah, it still has to bring it into the fucking mainstream a little bit here, but it allows the points to be made, the points to be met, and then allows the person to respond to them. See, I'll joke about, oh shit, leftists are a bunch of fat fucking feminists, but you can't disagree with me that some aren't. Also, I really hate when women are like, why don't men like me and then have a really disgusting personality? Like, come on, it's fucking obvious. Well, it has to be the guys then, because it can't be me, I'm perfect. You're a fucking idiot. I hold contempt in the deep pit of my stomach for these people. It's way down there, but, it's somewhere around the Mariana Trench. But I really hate these people, because what they do is they go, oh, well, why should you own property? Fuck you, that's why. That would be my answer. If anybody ever asks why private property is a good thing, I say two words. Fuck you. Questioning private property is like questioning, your right not to get shot to death. Or, not going into slavery. And also, I don't understand why you have to have a license to own a gun. Well, okay, somebody's probably going to correct me and be like, well, it's a very dangerous way. I already know the fucking logistical reason of owning a license to own a gun, but I'm talking about, from a constitutional standpoint, you cannot defend gun license. Everyone has the right to bear or keep and bear arms. I'm probably wrong on the fucking thing there, but you have the right to own firearms, right? Let's just remove the fucking constitutional wording for now. For now. You have the right to own a firearm. Then why do I need a license? Or if you're going to have a licensing system, why not have a multi-tiered licensing system? Which would make more sense. I'm just saying from, like, fucking logistical sense here. Like, okay, a multi-tiered would be like, okay, well, you take a small test, you're proficient with the weapon, Ray, and that's it. You get the license. You pay a small fee. I'm not talking about, like, you can disassemble it blindfolded or any shit like that. I'm not talking that shit. I'm talking about, like, you can fire the weapon accurately. That's it. That's all I require, is you just have to fire the weapon accurately and be able to do some basic maintenance, like cleaning the barrel. That's all you have to do. Like, those are two very simple things that any gun owner should know how to do. And guess what? It makes them better with that firearm. So, I'm just saying, before you do any of that shit, why don't you make licensing a little bit more sensical? And yes, I do believe everyone should have nukes in their backyard. Why? Well, fuck you, that's why. It is in our Second Amendment. Oh, well, if everyone owns a nuke, well, we're all dead. No, that's not how it works. Mutual assured destruction works on every fucking level. Oh, I don't want to die. We have a self-preservation instinct. It's lower in some people than it is in others, but it genuinely is pretty high. So it's, for most people, it's going to be like, well, I don't want to die. And those suffering through severe depression who commit suicide, those people have it a little bit different. So your self-preservation instinct is kind of eclipsed by your depression sometimes. There are people where it's not, and those people don't have really bad depression. And I would argue that I have that type of depression. Shit. Coming with seconds of fucking killing myself and then just didn't. And that's me. There are people out there who have fucking high-ass pain tolerances who have tried killing themselves multiple times and failed. But if I can take up just a little bit of your time and thoughts with this In Defense of America video, it is my honest 100% belief that it doesn't matter what they say, what they do, they are lying pieces of shit. Oh, the only way to get socialized medicine is to go full communist. The fucking other countries haven't. So why would here in America we'd have to go full communist? Also, I hate communists. The burning passion. Why? Because, oh, we just want to take your private property away and then enslave you for the fucking coal mines for the rest of your life until you're fucking dead and buried right outside their door. Doesn't that sound so cheery to you? If not, then just don't listen to their shit or make fun of their shit. The best way to disarm them is with humor. Because if they get laughed at every time they open their mouth and say something stupid like that, they're done for. They cannot move their movement forward when it's a fucking joke. And even if they could move it forward, they wouldn't want to. They're getting laughed at out of every fucking place when they open their mouth. Why the fuck would they want to continue with this revolutionary bullshit? Oh, it's like when America freed itself from the fucking Brit. No, it's not like that, dumbass. It's more like they're trying to free themselves from freedom. Right now, here, we have the most upward mobility in any country. You can go from being dirt poor from birth to rich as shit by the time you die. So, I'm not seeing a problem here. I mean, like, if you're gonna bitch because, like, your fucking self-help guru book didn't fucking take off, that's a problem with you, not me. Or anybody else. You know, I get pissy because, if my writing doesn't take off, I'm not going to get pissy. I'm not going to get upset. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep fucking hammering at it and keep working and keep fucking living until the day I don't anymore. Until the day I can't fucking move my goddamn hands. Why? Because I'm not a quitter. When people fail and go, well, I better quit, they might be right. Quitting sometimes is an answer, but it's usually not. It's usually to try a different angle, try something new, try a new strategy, change their decision. See, when you fail at making something, like if you're an inventor and you fail at, basic anything, you have to understand this when I say it this way. You have to become part of that decision. You have to, understand the decision that you've made. See, if you make a decision to become a writer, right, you have to either be writing really good shit to get noticed or have something special. See, every writer that I know of, like J.K. Rowling and shit, their books took off because they were it had a universal good message in it. Well, kinda. I'll get to that in a bit. But they had something in them that spoke to people. Good characters, good characterization, and it slowly built and built and built on top of each other. And then you've got somebody like one of my favorite authors. I don't have any of his books here. You got a bunch of Robert B. Parker books here, but one of my favorite authors wrote a series called The Dresden Files. Great book series. I loved the characters. Very, very quippy series. And if that was made into a movie with the right writers team behind it, it could make trillions of dollars. Why? Because the characterization of each and every character in it is great. None of them are like shitty characters. They're all really good. So, you have to have that if you're going to succeed as a writer. You have to have really good characters. Or, you have to have a story worth telling. See, in my own fiction that I'm writing, my character isn't just a badass. He's a badass because he's been trained by badasses. He's pretty much immortal, but he can still die. And there are consequences for dying. And if you resurrect yourself, guess what? Your soul will not... It'll be destroyed the instant you go back. No, let's get back onto characterization here a little bit. Sorry that this is taking forever to explain why, this isn't in defense of America. But you can succeed with this shit. Any shit that you write, you can succeed with it. Romance novels, for example. All of them are garbage, but they fucking financially succeed. And then you have, books that succeed because... that succeed because they're actually good. And... and we have too few of those. They're too few and far between. It is my personal belief, and I'll hold this until the day I die, or at least I'll hold it until a better one comes along, that here in America we are the best country not because we have the best education system or anything, because we don't. And just because we don't win in every fucking category doesn't mean we're not the best. Shit, I'd rather live here than anywhere else. Freedom of fucking speech. Those are 3 words I will carry on my back until I die. We have freedom of fucking speech. You can say where the hell you want, even if it offends somebody. Also, it's the freedom of speech, not the freedom from speech. So, if you're offended by anything I say, you can just not listen. Or continue listening and change your opinion. Either way, you'll come out... Well, Actually, one way you'll come out smart, the other way you'll come out dumb. So, listen to me when I speak. There is this problem that we have where people lie and lie and lie and lie and hurt and hurt and hurt until they eventually blame it on, some mystical deity in the sky or themselves. Now, I'm not saying blaming it on some sky wizard is the answer, but it can help you cope. I'm not saying religion is inherently evil. Well, other than Islam, but I'll get to that some other day. And by the way, I've read passages from the fucking Islamic Bible. I couldn't tell you which ones off the top of my head, but I've read some. My god, they're fucking terrifying things in there, like throw gays off buildings shit here. So, instead of freedom, we have a problem with people wanting the opposite of freedom. I want to be enslaved for the rest of my life, is what they're saying, even though they're not openly saying it. Just because your purpose, you don't know your purpose, doesn't mean that you don't have one. And this comes into people creating mistrust in America. Oh, well, communism sounds great, but it's not. It fucking dies. Every time it's been tried out, the only place that's been successful is in China, but that's because China has such a good economy for it. I'm not kidding when I say that. They're 90% exports, like 2% imports. Which makes them better than us at communism, but we are mostly an import country, like so many others that this has been tried out in. Like Russia killed itself because, well, communism cannot work without a strong leader, and leaders only live for so long. And they were losing money. Even when they had equal exports to imports, they were losing money. So it would have crashed regardless of Stalin's death. And nobody acknowledges the history angle from all this shit. Like, I've been acknowledging it this entire time. If you look at history, communism and socialism are absolute ass. Lenin had shit ideas. And the guy in my last video that I was talking about, Yuri whatever Muskov, he's a great speaker and he's got a bunch of ideas. Listen to his shit. Like, literally, after I'm done with this video, I'm gonna listen to some music and like try to chill out. But Yuri Beznikov is one of the most interesting speakers I've ever heard talk. And that just might be on me, but well, I learned a history lesson about him. He fled from Russia, which, great for him. And he did all this other shit. And that makes him more interesting. To me, at least. And then his ideas on, well, Russian affairs and other shit are really good. Well, he was smart. He's probably dead by now. I mean, so many others are. So, don't listen to me if you don't want to. Listen to somebody who actually knows what they're talking about. Listen to the people who say socialism is bad, and then listen to their reasoning. Because literally just learn shit is all I'm saying, basically. Which you can do, because we have freedom of speech. Don't listen to the conspiracy theorists, please. We'll try to convince you I'm a lizard person from Mars, while I'm saying just America's the best country out there. Just because we're the best country out there doesn't mean we don't have room for improvement, and we do need to improve, yes. And right now it's at a dire state. If we don't improve, there will be revolts. There will be widespread mass murder in the fucking streets. So instead of letting blood flow, instead of letting blood flow through your streets, learn shit, wrinkle that brain all up, and then, after, fucking wrinkled up, Go talk to these people. Go correct them. But don't be an ass. Be completely polite. Because they're an ass to you and you've got footage of, you being absolutely polite. And don't just record yourself after pissing them off. Just start the conversation while recording and then be like really polite and be like, okay, well, you're willing to listen. You're not the person I want to talk to then. But since you're listening, maybe you can get some of my ideas through to other people. And you spread this tolerance. You're not only tolerating these ideas, you're disproving them. No, I don't disagree with what Black Lives Matter is doing as a whole, but I disagree with how they're doing it, as I said. If they were to do it like Martin Luther King or anybody else, or Gandhi or any of that shit, guess what? This shit wouldn't be happening. There wouldn't be blood in the fucking streets. There wouldn't be people dying because these stupid ass fucking rioters and looters and goddamn violent people are doing violent acts. This shit would be over with if all Black Lives Matter has to do is come out and say, we're gonna be peaceful, we're gonna drop the socialism crap, and I would join their fucking movement in a goddamn heartbeat. But they're not gonna do that, no. Why? Because that alienates all their fucking socialists. They advocate for destroying the nuclear family. The nuclear family is healthy for children. I grew up in a non-nuclear family. So does that mean it doesn't? No, it's actually good for them to grow up in a nuclear family. I'm a pissy adult. And I grew up without a fucking dad. My mom had to play dad and mom, and she was great at it. Mom's fucking badass out of hell. But she couldn't be a dad when I needed one. She just tried her best, and she did her best, and I don't disagree with it. Now, that's my personal experience, and I'd usually say throw out all and doodle, but in this one case, just because my mom's better than fucking anybody else's at being a dad and a mom doesn't mean shit. One parent being good at being both, wow, that's a weird sentence, doesn't mean that you can just go, oh, the nuclear family is unnecessary, it's evil. No, it's not. It's healthy. A mom and a dad, that's all you fucking really need to raise a kid. You need a mom, a caring mother figure, and a dad. A hard ass, well, not exactly a hard ass, but somebody there who cares for the child in a different way than the mom. And also usually the one to give out punishments. But just because I had a good mom does not mean anybody else will. And there are shitty parents out there. Literally look anywhere and you'll find a shitty parent. At least one. Look under a fucking rock and you'll find probably two. Goddamn goblins grow under shit. Anyways. But I'm not here to grow mistrust. I'm just saying, talk. That's all you can do. Some people say talk is cheap and actions speak louder than words, so beat the shit out of your opponent. No, don't do that. Don't be violent. For the love of fucking God, if you can do one thing in defense of yourself or anything else, talk to these people. De-radicalize them. Why? Because de-radicalization is far fucking better than radicalization. Nazis radicalized people. Oh, you're a Jew. And then they got beat in the fucking streets. Now, I'm not for violence at all. Don't get me wrong. Violence is inherently bad. It's not evil, it's just bad. The more violence we have, the less talk we will have, meaning the less people who are actually educated on these topics. Now, if we can get these people to sit down, this is an if. Do not scream, do not yell, be perfectly polite. Be a goddamn gentleman. Never yell, never raise your voice, look them dead in the eyes, and be as kind as you can. Don't lean forward in your seat, lean back, have a relaxed posture. and talk to them. Why? Because talking to them is the best thing you can do. Don't have it. I'm trying to remove a bunch of energy from my voice right now, and you can tell, but I'm not upset. I'm not angry. You can also tell that I'm just trying to be comforting. Now, there are going to be people out there who you talk to who are absolute asshats. In that case, just try to be polite. Then, be super nice. After they've changed their views, you can't be like, oh, your prior views are shit, or whatever. You have to be continuously nice. And you have to change their mind by doing that. One by one, you have to be calm, nice, and persuasive. You can't just roll up into a room full of these people being like, what's up, bitches? I'm here to change your opinion. I'm here to fact crash. No, you can't. You have to be calm, you have to be assertive, you have to be dominant, but you also have to be willing to listen. And yeah, of course, it's bullshit, but you gotta listen to them anyways. And if they're stuck in their views, continue to listen. Never give them a hint that you don't believe anything they say. Because the instant they get that whiff that, oh, he's not going to change his views because his views are actually correct, they're going to back off and start trenching up. You don't want to trench up either. You want to be as detrenched as possible. You're just there to learn. That's all you have to be. Just there to learn and talk. Now, I'm no genius, but I'm also no idiot. While doing all this, you have to keep that calm, assertive tone with the calm body posture. Because the calm body posture spreads to them and goes, this person knows shit. Not only does it tell them that, but it also tells them you're willing to listen. You're willing to sit there and go, here are the facts. Here are the subjective feelings on those facts. I don't feel that they're wrong. I feel that they're right because they're objective facts. So you agree with the facts every time. And hey, if you've got to change your view on the world, like, at all, just to get down with these people, do it. But do not compromise that will of yours. You don't want to be, let's do violence. No, you want to be peaceful and non-violent to these people. And if you end up on their side, peaceful and non-violence is the answer. Anybody they call a Nazi, sit down with them if you can. And talk. Nobody's superior to anybody else in genes, well, except for black people and heat are superior to it. And that's it. That's all I got for today. Thank you. This has been In Defense of America. I actually might make this a series where I talk about different topics and, analyze them from the best I can. And, again, if you have a better point of view, post it in the comments. I might actually read them. Thank you for watching. Love y'all. See you next time.